Okay, time now is 3:43 p.m. on June 8th. Yeah, it's been half a month since the end of everything, part 2. Um I slept from 5:20 to like 3:10. So, that's like nearly 10 hours of sleep. That's pretty good. Um I love waking up naturally. I had a dream where I was in this facility slash building. It was quite small. It felt like the size of a restaurant, but 4 floors tall. It felt like a Hong Kong building. But again, it's like a strange melding between Hong Kong and here. I wanted to hit the gym, and me and my friends, maybe, or maybe it was just me, I wanted to go to the fourth floor gym. Or like it was the whole building was like a big gym, but it was already really late. The first floor is like closing, but it still has some facilities running, like the treadmill and some stuff. Second floor is just like some restaurant. And then third floor was a swimming pool. And I showed up and there were a bunch of girls and they're just looking at me. They're like, what the fuck are you here? Fourth floor is just not open. So I went back to the first floor um, to hit the gym. And then a little bit later, maybe it was with Christian and Maisie. But also at the same time, it felt like I was with two Hong Kongers. Maybe one of them was Jordana. I don't know. There was something nostalgic about this three person hangout. We were on a train. We were on the metro, and we're just looking at the map, and we're thinking of going somewhere fun. But we don't know. We were improvising, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much my dream. Today I'm not gonna be doing too much. I'm just gonna focus on editing, watching stuff, etc., etc., etc. I'm gonna try to text Sunny more. Um, Hopefully she doesn't bail out on the conversation out of nowhere. Like, how does she hold a conversation at all then? Like, how does she even do that? I don't know. But, we'll see. I know it seems a little pushy coming from me, but I feel like if I'm not pushy, then I don't know. I feel like what matters more is if I express my interest properly or not. I think I'm always caught with the idea that if I speak too much to a girl, they're just gonna think this guy's pushy and weird. And, when I'm interested in someone, I am pushy and weird. So I should think about it the other way and say, hey, I like talking to you. And then maybe I can be pushy and weird and it'll be understood better. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the gym today. Obviously, I'm gonna crank it up. I want to look better before I meet her. Also, it sucks because I thought she would come back in early July and I get to keep my mustache a little longer. But yeah, um, yeah, definitely working on a pitch deck for the Empire. In the meantime, shopping for producers. Yes. Uh, and yeah, not much else. Um, Not much else. Yeah. Okay, time now is 11:44 p.m. I'm gonna go downstairs and make myself dinner right now. But yeah, today is another quaint day. Do I hear NIHT? Nothing interesting happened today. The NIHT is back. The NIHT is back in full force. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's another nothing day. I woke up and I actually spent 35 minutes recording myself voice act my entire short film. I voice acted my entire short film. And I've only done that for when I tried to make Conspiracies, the 7 episode series that I never got to direct when I was 18. Yeah, and I had to voice act every single episode to make sure they all have the same They all flow and they all have similar lengths. I did that for this film. I've never done that for a short film before, for my own short film, other than the one that I didn't do. But I feel like this film is so ambitious that I should voice act it out. So I did, and oh man, that was beautiful. I don't know. Again, this morning I was not that happy, but after doing the voice acting, I felt very confident. I enjoyed it. It was a very rewarding experience. It was an emotional roller coaster ride. Like, I was with the characters. I almost cried. I choked myself at one point. The ending, the climax, I was nearly crying. I was nearly in tears. I was out of breath. My fingers were losing senses. And then I played Pink Panther as Tonight at the end, which I didn't plan to do in the beginning when I was voice recording. I was just going to end the recording when I hit the end credits, but then I just cannot help it. It's the perfect moment to play the song. So I literally went to Spotify and I just pressed play and I just started playing Tonight and I jumped around, I clapped, and I was so victorious and I loved it. I loved it a lot. So, yeah, again, it's so ridiculous how much I'm doing for this film before it's even going to pre-production. I am already doing so much, and I'm about to make a pitch deck for it. So hopefully it all goes together. Um, and then yeah, and then I had lunch real quick, and then I went to the gym. And unfortunately, because by the time I finished lunch, it was already like 7-ish. I didn't go to the um I left my place. I left my place at around 8. At around 8 to hit the gym, and then I arrived at the gym at 8:30. So I only had a measly half an hour to gym. And all I did was some pull-ups, some bench press, and then running. I ran straight for 16 minutes. And without slowing down, other than one spot in the middle, and I sweated a lot, which is great. And yeah, I felt good. Went back to the changing room, drank some water, called a lift, came back, and then I laid a yoga mat down on the ground, and I tried some stretching exercises, did some sit-ups, but it was mostly for stretching because I really need to focus on. Okay, hold on. Let me try this. I'm gonna hold out my thumb. You see? It's a little bent inward. That's bad. So I'm watching videos about fixing posture and fixing sloped shoulders, which is something I have. For 23 years of my life, I've been having this issue. So okay, I'm gonna stretch back. So it's not just like, remember, don't hunch your back, and then I do this, and then I just do this consistently every day until it's fixed. It's not that simple. You have to do stretching exercises every day, and you have to work out at the same time. So stretching and working out, and eating well and sleeping well, obviously. But yeah, there's this exercise where I lay down and I twist my back this way, and then there's using the door frame and your own weight to like do this, and the rubber band thing, the face pull, and there's so many exercises to do. And yeah, again, it's pretty crazy that since I was 18, which is 5 years ago, I've been trying to work out. I go downstairs in my apartment, I do push ups and sit ups, and I run thinking that that's going to solve my issues. But it's much more complicated than that. And then, when I came to America, I tried to like eat as much food as possible so that I could gain weight. But then again, it's more complicated, it's more nuanced than that, because now I'm gaining weight, but my belly's getting bigger. I'm getting a little fatter in the belly and in the face as well, but not so much anywhere else. So again, there are specific exercises and specific things to do in order to improve myself. And it's specific for everyone as well, because different things work for different people, and it's all about trial and error, but I'm finally really getting there. So I'm trying to fix my sloped shoulders. So I'm trying to, do this. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. After gym, I just felt very tranquil. I don't know. I think back in USC, I there's this whole expectation of like, oh, I'm gonna have to show up for an event, 480 screening, a 310 screening, Cams Fest, Click to View parties, whatever, and I need to look the best. So there's that like, I'm going to the gym because I want to look good, and I know it's a bad mentality, but I just can't help it because I have to go out there and see people. But now I'm just going to the gym knowing that I'm not going to see anyone in like, I don't know how long, basically. Maybe like 2 years, for all I know. Maybe if there's a Halloween party this year, maybe I'm going, but then why would I go? I don't know, I'm not a student anymore. Anyways, I I'm not going to the gym for my own appearance anymore. It's literally I'm doing it for the sake of doing it. I know I'm gonna look. I hope I look better, but I also don't hope. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. And then as I was waiting for the lift coming back home, I was thinking a lot about, you know, next day I want to just drink a cup of coffee, hot chocolate, and then sit down on the couch, play some music, and just draw and read. And I want to find joy. And I am already beginning to develop a taste, a joy for doing that. I'm just thinking how nice it would be if I could just sit down and just read and draw, and it just feels really healthy, and I just love it. It's just such a good habit to have. So yeah, I can't wait. I don't know if I'm gonna do that tomorrow, but definitely I'll try that sometime, and I hope I get to do it every day. Um, but yeah, and then that's pretty much it for today. I also just DM'd Sunny. By just, I mean a few hours ago at gym. I don't know why, but at the gym, I'm always in the mood to like DM people and text people when I'm like scared to do it. The thing with Sunny is I know she has like terrible ADHD, so she doesn't even read it. The thing is, she would post something on Instagram, she wouldn't even, like after I DM'd her, she proceeded to post something on her Instagram story, and yeah, and she still didn't bother to read what I sent her, and yeah, I don't know. I just for the when I DM'd her in my head, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it because what else is there to lose? But now it's a little discouraging again. It's like, okay, how the hell am I gonna communicate with her if she can't even read my texts? Like, social media exists so that you can talk to people without seeing them in person or writing like a physical letter or a postcard. And now social media isn't even working, so okay, I there's there's no communicate. There's no way to communicate. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, Again, I don't want to be too pushy. I can wait. You know, I can wait. Again, I think it's easy to fall into the trap of, oh, she thinks I'm weird, I'm being too pushy. I think it's going to take a lot of effort for me to appear weirdly pushy, especially because I've technically hung out with her already before at Taco Bell with Liam, Wadey, and then a little bit later when I filmed her scenes for my promo video. We had a very nice talk at Colin's birthday party. That was the last time I saw her. We had good experiences when it was just the two of us, and it shouldn't be like, you know, it shouldn't be that bad. But I guess the depressing thought would be, you know, the thing with having an interest towards someone is that there's always an expectation of, oh, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna be in social situations and they're gonna see that. The thing is, no. And back in school, Leslie and then Jayun, both times they're also like time. Even Mary, there's like a time limit. With Leslie, it's like film 33. That's like the ultimate. And with Jayun, it's like there's Rush, and then I'm like I can't wait for Rush to happen so that I could see her again. And then it's like I can't wait for this and that to happen. And then Jayun, and then there's like fucking there's Starman, and then I couldn't wait for me to, tell her my feelings after Starman. But I guess, with Sunny, it's like there's no deadline, there's no expectation. Even if by God's grace I somehow end up being with her, it's not gonna mean anything. Like, I'll have a great time having conversation with her, hopefully, but what are the chances will we show up in school? Like, it's not going to be the same anymore. So in some ways, I'm taking it so much less seriously, and because of that, I kind of don't care anymore. Like, even if I weird her out, even if I'm too pushy, it's like it doesn't even matter. I don't think it matters that much anymore, which is, I guess, kind of a good thing. But yeah, thinking a lot about impermanence, and also just what Camus was writing on the myth of Sisyphus about, you just live your life like it's a play or, a film. And it ends at some point, so at the end you realize it's a lot of things you do are meaningless. Doesn't mean you can commit crimes and kill people, but I think if you treat your life like a game, that's going to end, and you focus on just enjoying it and playing it, then suddenly you would feel less restricted by these things. And I feel like for all my life I've been really restricted, especially Mary. I couldn't even have eye contact with her, right? And then Jayun and Leslie, like, texting them is still very, like, scary, but I don't know. We'll see. So, a bit of a bummer that Sunny isn't responding, but yeah. I think deep in her mind she probably knows that I have intention of hanging out with her. Yeah, we'll see if I get to see her. If I don't get to see her for a while, then that just means more time for me to work out and get better at things. So, doesn't matter, I guess. Oh man, time now is 2:15 p.m. on June 8th. 9th. Yeah, it's been half a month since I've been back. Jesus Christ, more than half a month actually. I slept from 5:50 to, I think I woke up naturally around 1 p.m. And then the whole time I've been trying to like fall asleep, but I'm just rolling around my bed, not really falling asleep. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Again, I feel like my brain is telling me, you slept too much last week, so don't sleep too much this week. Yeah, unfortunately yesterday wasn't so productive either. I still haven't applied to a job, but I definitely will apply to a job today, okay? Okay, I promise, okay? Apply to a job or 2 or 3. I'm gonna start my job hunt. Okay? Okay. Yeah, and then, um, the most exciting thing about today is I'll be meeting up with Jonathan to see another world in Monterey Park. the film is exciting, but the most exciting part is Hong Kong food. So that's gonna be banging. So that's that. And then yeah, I'm gonna, what else am I gonna do? Watch stuff. I watched 2 episodes of anime yesterday. I planned to see a film and 4 episodes of anime yesterday. I only watched 2, which is eh. But the thing is, again, I don't have a time crunch. I'm not that busy these days, so it's fine if I just don't watch anything. You know, I'm fine. And Sunny responded to me, which is crazy. I woke up this morning and I'm like, by woke up I mean like literally 3 minutes ago. I left my bed and grabbed my phone, and I looked at notifications and I'm like, oh, I hope she says something, and she did. Yeah, yesterday I DM her and I'm like, let's hang out. And she's like, nothing. And then today she's like, yeah, let's shoot the thing, which I guess it means hanging out. Let's shoot the thing after I come back. And she says she doesn't like being home, because I was like, Seattle's nice, what do you mean? So yeah, but yeah, again, literally the 3 things I'm concerned with right now, only the 3 things, is OPT/jobs, Sunny, and my short film. I spent like an hour and a half last night just making my pitch deck for the Empire, and I'm not even 30% done, so it's gonna be good. Hopefully my short film goes somewhere, and I think I have to email Cliff. I think that's the only way, because I haven't tried emailing him. I think the only way I can ever contact him is by email, honestly. Like, bro is not looking at his texts. Yeah, but I will only email him once I've sorted out stuff. Once I've sorted out having a producer locked in and having a PD locked in, and by the time I email him, I want to just set up like a HOD meeting. And then yeah, and then that's pretty much it. What else? TripleLink. So a couple days ago, TripleLink sent me an email saying, right, not email. Like a few days ago, TripleLink told me the building next door is turned into an Airbnb. So I was like, I can move to the building in front. And then I checked the website. They didn't tell me if the big room is available. The room this size, this layout, literally. But I checked the website, and none of it is fucking available. So I think there's a good chance I'm gonna straight up move to a different spot, which I absolutely hate, but I guess it's time for a change. I guess I have no other choice, but we'll see. Hopefully I get lucky and I stay within this plot of land. That's it. That's all.
You're so close to 10,000.
我拖佢出去斬。放手！我冇做過，放手啊！如果加程書嚟嘅，結果就1000蚊左右。
What the hell?
I had this once.
I hope this is good. Ooh. Okay, time now is frick, I don't 4:20 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, so today has been um nice. Yeah, I woke up and then not too long after Jonathan came over to pick me up. I don't realize this, but it's the first time I've seen him since 5 months ago, which is pretty crazy to think about, but it's been 5 whole months since I've seen him. There are lots of people actually whom I haven't seen in months and even years, and yeah, it's just like astonishing how time flies. But yeah, he picked me up, and then I don't know, cause like he said he wanted to avoid traffic, so he's gonna leave his place at 5. But he didn't arrive at my place until 6:45. So the thing is, I don't know if we're gonna have lunch before or after the film. I'm fine either way, but if we have a meal after the film, then it means I'm gonna make lunch first here, which is the ramen noodles that I got from H Mart. So he said I'm gonna do a meal after the film. So I'm like, okay. So I immediately made myself a bowl of noodles, and I couldn't finish it. It didn't taste that good, honestly. It tastes like paper. The minced beef tastes like paper. The ground beef tastes like paper. The soup is thick and a little salty, and I didn't finish it. It's fine. So I just left a bowl of ramen here, and then I went downstairs, met up with Jonathan, and then we zoomed over to Monterey Park. We arrived at the AMC. We got our tickets. It's Tuesday, which is magnificent because it's AMC Tuesdays, and I got the price down to like $7.50 per person. So that's amazing. And then Jonathan got a big popcorn and big soda. Large popcorn, large soda, which is impressive because I can't even finish a small popcorn. And he finished a large popcorn, which is like, that's like, I don't know how many calories is that, but that's crazy. So yeah, we watched the movie. It's pretty good. It's fine. It's not great, but I'm just supporting Hong Kong cinema, man. I'm just supporting Hong Kong cinema. So after the movie, we went over to have lunch. This restaurant, Hong Kong Cafe, which Kaylin recommended, but unfortunately, I and Kaylin never got to try. We went in. We got 2 tables. Again, it's just this interesting situation where I bring a non-Hong Konger friend to a Hong Kong restaurant, and people start speaking English to me thinking that I'm one of the non-Hong Kongers, because it's easy to think that this face looks Western, I guess. But yeah, we sat down, I ordered in Cantonese, and then we got some food. We got Hainanese chicken rice with, and then we have a cauliflower fried with wax sausage. Both fine. The wax sausage dish is really good. The Hainanese chicken was fine. It's not that flavorful, and it's not proper. They didn't have any cucumbers or sweet soy sauce. I got lemon tea. He got Coca-Cola, which is crazy. He already had a large like Diet Coke soda, and now he's getting more Coca-Cola, which is, again, that's beyond me. But yeah, we just talked, and it was really nice conversation because I realized I haven't seen him for so long. We have a lot to catch up. Like, he noticed my pierced ears. I talked about San Francisco. He asked me about Cannes. Talked about Film 33 a little bit. Talked about my films. He talked about how he's dating a new girl now, and you know, he met Aoba, and they talked a little bit at Griffith Observatory, and so on and so forth. That's pretty cool. But yeah. Wait, is my script exported? The answer is yes, it is. Okay. Nice job. Yeah, so that's that, and then he drove me home, and then we talked in the car for like half more hour just downstairs, and then I came back home, and instead of directly washing my hair and, you know, whatever, I decided to unpack my CDs. I unboxed Onuki Taiko and the Aoba Ichiko and the Evangelion CDs that I bought in Kyoto Kyoto and Anime Expo respectively. I went downstairs, I popped it into my Blu-ray player, I listened to music, and I grabbed my notebook, went downstairs and draw. And oh, lovely. The thing is, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm not like super awake, but if I do this in the morning over a cup of tea, that would be beautiful. So I really want to do that. But that's it for today. Aside from that, I haven't achieved much else. And then it's like hella late right now again. But yeah, I feel a little rejuvenated this morning seeing Sunny's DM. I feel like I do have attachment issues, and it kind of sucks that this is the same with Leslie, this is the same with Jayan. It's like, oh, she's not reading my text, it's a sad day. She read my text, it's a good day. And it's kind of fucking stupid. I feel like a little dog. I'm happy and unhappy based on if someone has said something to me. if a girl has noticed me or not. And I really cannot do that anymore. And I do feel like year after year I'm getting better at resolving my attachment issues. And nowadays I'm like aware that I have these issues and I'm actively trying to combat them. It's still tough. But yeah, I feel like if again, the thing is, I think I forgot to say this yesterday or a couple of days ago, but it's easy for me to be all alone right now, and then in my head I'm like, oh, everyone hates me, or at least, oh, people don't even think much about me. But that is because I choose to ignore the best moments. What are the best moments? What are the best things people have done for me? When Daniel Pan saw my parents and was like, can I meet your parents? And I'm like, sure. That's like, that came out of a nice gesture. I put Smooth Operator on Letterboxd. Everyone from Andrew Wu to Ryan Leung to Hugh Vo literally wrote reviews, glowing reviews, saying that it's like a masterpiece. And then I remember, Anya and Rachel, I don't know why, but like, the last time I saw them, they're, at Click to House, they're at the Spock, and they're just like critical, and, it just left a sour taste, or like, it just seems like they're just very like, we're cool. But like, I don't know. I remember the time when we were just talking about autism, and Anya's like, I was like, do you think I'm autistic? But I was asking Swanan, and Anya on the side was like, you're autistic. And I looked at Anya, and Anya's like, oh, sorry. That's so human. That's such a human moment from her. And it's so cool that she's like interacting with me. And even Rachel, even though last time I saw Rachel, it was from a distance, and she just seems really upset and moody. She has a resting bitch face. I mean, we all do. But again, like, we all, I don't know, I remember giving Rachel my camera to film a shot in Septum, and I'm like, you're all good, and then we talked. I know, I remember after a Click to View meeting, Rachel was like, no, Enoch, you're a sociable person. And then she told me about like her professor and her shaman wife from Hong Kong, and she's telling me about all this stuff. And then even with Sunny, again, the party where she just started like, I wouldn't say trauma dump, but she just started talking to me about how, sometimes existence is scary, and that's why people blah blah blah, and neurodivergence and the internet blah 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 blah. And she's just like spilling stuff onto me, and I remember all when I consider all of these events, I'm like, wow, I'm loved, and especially Christian and Maisie. Christian's like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to smoke weed? I'm like, sure. I go over and I see him. Christian's like, oh, I actually want to talk to you about something. And then, or like Maisie asking me, double check, is this your birthday? Maisie's trying to remember my birthday. Again, that's like one of the most precious things. And I gotta tell them that. So I choose to ignore these good memories, but I shouldn't be. So anyways, that's that. So I don't know, seeing anyways, I digress. Seeing Sunny's DM today, So nice. She just says, yes, I'm coming, let's shoot the stuff. And shoot the stuff, and I don't know if it's like, let's chat, or is it like shoot like a film? Like, I don't know, but I'm just really happy. So, yeah, she may ignore me for a few days, but it's fine. As long as she comes back, it's fine. And maybe it's like a frequency thing. Like, if I talk to her more, then she'll like try to respond a little more frequently. Maybe it's a comfort thing, like comfortability thing. Like yes, she wants to reply to me, but I'm not very high on the priority of things. Either way, we're still nowhere near the level of Jiren where we talk every day, but I'm sure somewhere in there I can do that. And I just can't wait. And I love that with Jiren, it's like I really want to hang out with her, but in the first semester, and by that I mean spring 25. The first semester I knew her, or like, you know, the first semester after I met her, I was like waiting for a chance to run into her, and then like I just want to talk, and then I know the end goal is to invite her out for a coffee, but it all hinges on, oh, like, I don't know, maybe I have to like, you know, talk to her more first, maybe ask her about a project. I'm like trying to find an excuse. I didn't realize that I could just straight up ask. Granted, I was very socially awkward, and I still am. But I'm glad that right now I literally just tell Sunny, let's hang out, exclamation mark. Because I want to, and sometimes you have to be like an animal about it. If a dog wants a treat, it will come up to you and say, I want a treat. Like, it will like, it will try to express it, you know? It's not gonna be like, oh, but I'm a socially awkward dog, and I'm gonna like pretend that I want something else, but I actually want a treat. Like, no. Sometimes you gotta give in to your animal instincts. I am too unanimalistic because I overthink. So, anyways, that's that. Other news, is, Christian Castillo, whom I haven't seen in maybe 2 years. I forgot the last time I saw him, man. Pretty sure 2 years. Randomly DM me in the morning, was like, hey, are you still in LA? And I'm like, yeah. And then he invited me this Saturday to go to his place at Inglewood. He's just like, come on, I don't know how to get there unless someone drive me. There's no metro in Inglewood. But he's inviting me to Inglewood for a little party. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen him for a while. And he graduated from Kish. You know, I've got to maintain that connection. He was there when I made my first film in America. That's someone I should remember, right? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. I'm down. And then I checked the party invites, and it's got Cliff and it's got Elin, which is great because I haven't seen them both since forever. And also, my ulterior motive is I need to talk to Cliff about my film. Cliff is ignoring me. I know he's busy, but damn, you've been ignoring me for years, or months actually. So, yeah. So I'm excited. So I'm going to be shaving all that. Unfortunately, I can't keep all this. Unfortunately, all of these are going because if I want to see someone in especially a party, I want to look nice. But yeah, but I'll be keeping these what am I saying? They'll be seeing my pierced ear. I might do my nails. I might be a little funky with it. I don't know what does the click to view people think of me doing makeup, but I'm trying to like do it in other situations to see how people react. Like I did it at the APCA thing and they're like, what the fuck? I don't know. So I'm gonna do a little makeup. Not even eyeliner and lipstick. I'm just gonna do nails. And yeah, it's gonna be great. And Ken is not invited, which, I mean, he doesn't really know Ken, but it's just funny how I don't know where Ken is right now. I really don't. And that's pretty much it. So I'm really excited. And again, don't know. I want to shoot a text to Maisie and was like, "How are things doing?" You know. After Maisie's back, sure, they have work, but you know, they want to do a game night, and they want to invite their friend Sam Torres. If I and Sunny get together closer, I can invite Sunny, and then it's gonna be great. We're in a little collective. Obviously, there's fear because Sunny probably has her own different clicks, not just click to view, but like, okay, genuinely though, I feel like going after Leslie is like going after a sewer rat. But like a highly respected sewer rat. So that's okay, maybe that's an insult. Going after Leslie is like going after a bear. A black bear in the woods. It's like dirty. It's not a good idea. You're gonna get fucking killed. And we're all a little scared of the black bear, you know. Ooh. But it's like, you know, going after Giant is like trying to go after a president. You know, she's well respected, she's popular. And again, like I'm always looking up. I'm going after a monster. Leslie is a monster. And everyone's afraid of her. But she's so talented. She's everywhere. I would say she's more everywhere than she's talented. Giant is talented and everywhere, and Giant is like next level. Like she's like way out of my league. And then in some ways, I think Sunny, even though Sunny's not in the field of film, but she's extremely talented. She's got lots of fans, and she has like all these underground connections. So dating Sunny is like dating a shadowy figure. It's like dating a shadow. It's like, or like chasing, not dating, just chasing after, pursuing Sunny is like pursuing a mystical being. And it's, again, like it's another, it can feel like I'm just a regular dude. She's way out of my league. But I want to approach her this time. Instead of looking up, I want to look straight. I want to, you know, the thing is, I have my connections too. She has her connections, I have my connections. And I don't know, we should be equal on this, and so be it. So yeah. But oh, yeah, it would be, if I do get with Sunny, it would be so ironic that it's an Asian American person at the end of the day. But I think it's fine. And I think I'm thinking too much right now. Again, like me and Sunny, we're not even that close right now. And second of all, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, oh my god, my hair is fucking disastrous. Time now is 3:09 p.m. That was a terrible fucking sleep. I have to admit, I don't know what's wrong with my sleep lately. The last few days have been quite awful. Yeah, it's been quite awful. So, Ugh, I went to bed at 6 and I was sweating. I shouldn't have had ice cream like at like 4 a.m. That was bad because my body is still processing the calories, I believe. But like I couldn't fall asleep until like 6:30, 6:45 maybe. And then at 10 I woke up. At 1 p.m. I woke up and pretty much I was rolling around my bed for like 2 hours. So yeah, that was really bad. As you can probably tell, I rolled around. I probably woke up like 5 times in the middle of the sleep. So, not great. I'm gonna try to go to bed early, plus take a couple sleeping pills. Yeah. Um, yeah, I had a dream-ish. I saw Natalie. It's been a while since I've seen her. I saw Natalie in my dreams, and it's really interesting because it's like this. She's working at a paper company. Yeah, she's working at a paper company, like no other choice. And but it's this building that is like south of a beautiful park slash garden. And on this park slash garden, there's a school related activity ish. And it's basically, I don't know, kids having fun, students having fun. I don't know what's going on there. And I was supposed to be in the park, but I somehow ended up at the paper company, like just to visit or like just to show up and check it out. And I saw Natalie, and Natalie really wants to leave. Natalie wants to get out of there. So we escaped. We escaped the paper company. We climbed out of a window, and then there's this really like crooked, unstable pathway made of metal bars and metal sheets and like brick and concrete poles. It's kind of like a parkour course, but we didn't really have to jump around. It's just like a bunch of weird materials creating this very unstable path leading us out of a window onto another floor and then leading into a bridge, and it's all like made of construction materials, and each section of the bridge has like a different material. And I just remember me and Natalie laughing and running, and it was genuinely nice. It was genuinely like she was genuinely really nice to me, which I didn't expect. But also it was just a very very fun time between us, and I just really really enjoyed it. So that was the dream. Uh yeah. Hmm. Today's not gonna be that exciting. I'm gonna go to Ralph's. That's it. Um yeah, I was so hot last night. I turned down the AC to 71 degrees. And now I'm cold, so great. Yeah. Okay, time now is 12:51 after midnight. NIHT. It's been I think 16 days since the end of everything part 2, and another quaint day. Shitty ass sleep. Didn't do much in the morning. I spent like a whole hour writing the review, both in English and then in Cantonese, for Another World. And yeah, I went to Ralph's, came back home, and I just watched some anime, and now I'm about to have dinner at 1 a.m. But I'm going to try to go to bed early. I know I say that every day. Every day since like 4 years ago, I say that. But I genuinely need to do it because tomorrow I may have to wake up early to tour the building in front. So I don't even need to have breakfast. I can just wake up, brush my teeth, change my clothes, and then I'll go out for about half an hour, and then I'll come back here. But it's gonna be tiring, which is bad, and it's disadvantageous for gym, because tomorrow I would like to hit the gym as well. You know, gym once every 3 days, that's the rule. But one thing, okay, before I talk about that, I do want to mention, I finished, I wrote the version 4, which is just a slight fixing from version 3. I deleted a couple lines here and there, lines that didn't run smooth when I voice acted them out. And this morning I finished annotating the script, and it felt so nice. Again, every time I do something productive for my own film, I feel really good about it. So that's cool. But the issue now is, yeah, I emailed Anna Iwasawa, and I asked Anna Iwasawa if I should reach out to Lily Chu, because I know she also produced Tiger's film, and if Christian's hopping on this project, you know, and there's some connections to, like, Satane's group, you know, that's an even bigger reward than doing it with the APCA folk, because Satane is genuinely one of the best student films I've ever seen, period. At least one of the best I've seen in USC. So, genuinely, that would be huge. And then on top of that, again, I'm still thinking of reaching out to Adam Shai to help produce at some point. I'm thinking of linking up with Subclub, because I know their group also kind of cares about this kind of shit, maybe, hopefully. So, yeah. And then that's pretty much it. So I guess the one thing that stung me a little bit today was, before I went to Ralph's, Sunny actually made a series of Instagram stories. Some of them feature her artwork, which is really cool, really flashy and interesting and mushy and skin crawling, but also sensual, and they're being used for like a single cover, like a cover for a track, like a trap pop track, which is cool. She's going places. And then she posted an artsy, mushy, blank thing, not blank, but like mushy, colorful thing, with the text saying, I can't wait to see you, my favorite star, and it tagged at some random person. And then I checked out who that person is, and it's some guy, your average alt emo guy, but he doesn't seem like a showy person, and he's completely detached from the USC world. But he's like some guy, and I'm just like, and then I looked back at the Instagram story, and it's not a blank, mushy, colorful nothing. It's actually a screenshot of the guy and Sunny in FaceTime. They're having a FaceTime call, and it's a screenshot of both of their faces. But it's like completely drenched in mushy, colorful mess. And of course, given that I'm me and I overthink everything, I'm like, well, fucking great. She's into this guy or she's dating a new guy. That's it. Wrap it up. End of story. And I think I'm projecting a lot of what I experienced with Jayun onto her, because Jayun is like, I'm actually secretly dating this fucking white guy the whole time, and I'm not telling you. I'm not telling anyone. And so I'm like, what if she's secretly dating another guy now? That's it. Too late. That was truly discouraging. And I have several thoughts on this. One is, I might be overthinking it. Maybe they're just close friends. And, you know, granted, Sunny has posted selfies with friends and with like captions saying like, you're the best, you're the king, whatever, you're the star, all that shit. So it's not that you know, it's not all that. I have also, I mean, not as frequently as Sunny, obviously, but on the occasion, I have taken a photo with a woman, or at least not a man, and tagged them, or vice versa, right? With Kaylin, once with Maisie. So, I'm overthinking it. And again, my attachment issues are coming out. If I sense a little bit of like, ooh, I'm just like, oh fuck, that's it, it's over. And the same with Leslie, the same with Jiren, same with this. But now I'm aware that I have these attachment issues and I need to like, okay, until I speak to Sunny in person, until I straight up ask her, how's your romantic life right now? I will not know. I cannot speculate just from Instagram stories. I cannot do that. And yes, the uncertainty, it's scary. Uncertainty is always scary. But, again, like right now I should not jump to any conclusions. So, that's that. So, calm down. Nothing bad has happened yet. Second of all, I hate to be pessimistic, but I do think that I have to prepare for a worst case scenario. Just like what I did with Jiren, which I fucking hated doing, back in, last September. I was like, there are 4 cases, right? Jiren's into me, which is fucking crazy. Of course, not gonna happen. Jiren's neutral, Jiren's into someone, or Jiren's literally dating someone, which is the worst case scenario. And of course, it went to the worst case scenario. I don't want to do this whole like different cases, different faces types of things, but I do want to give myself a little heads up. Like, there's a non-zero chance. In fact, maybe even 50, maybe even more than 50%, that this is not going to work out. Actually, 80% chance that it's not going to work out. But there's like a 25% chance that she's secretly dating some guy now, even though she literally dumped another guy a month ago. But let's say she's like very hyper and very attached and clingy, and she like serial dates people, because some people actually do that. I need to learn to let go again, which is sad. It's like, it's gonna be like my 4th time, but it is what it is, and it cannot be helped, right? It cannot be helped. And the good news is now it's less embarrassing, because I'm not even at school anymore. I'm even less embarrassed about, like, I should be less embarrassed if I fail again, because there's no one to know or to hear about, or to see me fail, So it should be a low stakes. And that's my 3rd point, and that is, truth be told, I and Sunny, though she's a very fascinating person, we've never built anything yet. The house has not been built. When I and Leslie were very close to each other, we were talking to each other nearly once every 2 days, maybe every day, and the house was building. We share interests, we talk about the future, we talk about our past, and we find a lot of common ground. The house is building. With Jiren, we built the fucking house. We built a damn mansion. We talk every day. We talk about our deepest secrets, deepest thoughts, trauma, bonded, talk about really personal stuff. And then the worst yet, she came to my hometown to visit me. I thought that would be like the ultimate thing, but it still didn't work out. The mansion is fucking built. And the house is destroyed, because it turns out she already has a house with Colin Nelson. So that was an even higher degree of betrayal, even though with Leslie, it was more emotionally traumatizing for me, but with Jiren, that was a greater betrayal. At least Leslie entertained me by saying yes, sure, we'll hang out, and hugged me and everything. And saw a movie with me. Jiren, I've never seen a film with fucking Jiren, let's be honest here. So, yeah. So, the thing is, there's no house with Sunny. I've known her since September last year, yes. But we truly, I was like, oh, she's like a little scary, but I like her vibe, and we made Septum. We filmed a scene together. She seemed to enjoy it. And then we talked a little more. We collaborated on this project and this new Click to View. And then I think the first instance of us really talking to each other about stuff is like when we had Taco Bell with Liam, and we talked about our past a little. We talked about Minecraft or whatever. And then a little more during the project, and then so on and so forth. And there's still no house. Maybe there's a foundation, maybe there's some pillars. There's no house yet. House is not even built. If a whole house is built, and I realize Sunny's with some other random guy or girl, I'd just be like, well, fucking great. Betrayal number 3. But house not even built yet, which is, again, then I have to go out of my way to build it. The thing is, hilariously, Leslie and Jiren did a lot of building themselves. Jiren actively texted me. I'm usually very passive. Jiren actively texted me over the holidays, and I actively text back, and I really enjoy. We hit a certain momentum. And Sunny's like more introverted, and I just think she's not. A, she's probably really busy. B, she's probably not in a hurry. Like, she's not that interested in building this house. I'm doing the initiating now, obviously, but low-key, the best way to do it is to literally meet her in person and just have a chat. Quote-unquote coffee chat. Fucking whatever. Vodka chat. Weed chat. WeChat. Fucking, I don't know. Anything. I'm just gonna go out, talk to her, and get to know her more. And I don't want to be like, ooh, ulterior motives. I think with Leslie, I was waiting for an ulterior motive. Like, I was waiting, ooh, if Leslie wants to see a film with me, or if she wants to work on her Film 32 thing, then I guess we have to hang out. We have no choice. With Jiren, it was more like, I want to just ask her to hang out, but I just gotta wait. I can't do it. But now it's like, I'm just gonna be frankly honest with you. Sure, my Empire script, I do want to talk to you about it. But ultimately, I just want to talk to you. Full stop, period. Because I find her very interesting. And I'm just going to be upfront about it. If that doesn't work out, then so be it. So yeah, uncertainty is scary. I don't know why I was so giddy yesterday. Yesterday, I woke up to Sunny's DM and I'm like, sunshine and rainbows. But now I'm like, okay, let's be real here. Let's be rational for a moment, okay? There are different outcomes to this insanity, and, I need to be prepared for different outcomes. So yeah, that's that. And I still haven't applied for the fucking job. You know what? I should apply right now. I know I need to have dinner. I need to apply right now. That's what I need to do. Yeah. Okay. Time now is 9:31 a.m. in the morning on June 11th. Yeah. I went to bed at like 5:25. Fell asleep quite fast actually. And but I by quite fast, I mean it still took like 20 minutes. But it wasn't a lot of struggling. And then I woke up at 9:15 as per my alarm. Because in theory, in half an hour, I'm gonna tour the other unit in the building in front of us. And I kind of hope it's canceled because I don't want to wake up. That's 3.5 hours of sleep, and I feel dizzy right now. I cannot do this. It's too early. Yeah. It's too early for this shit. So yeah, I hope it's not happening. I want to go back to bed. I'm gonna try to hit the gym today. Also last night, Sunny made another Instagram story reposting a video that guy edited. The guy she was tagging, and said, "Bay is so good at editing," which is not helping the case. Last night I was like, let me give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's not secretly dating some guy. But then, yeah, again, let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not jump too far ahead of ourselves. Until I literally talk to her about this, it's not confirmed yet. But I gotta act fast. Which is ironic. I remember with Jiren, I was like, I gotta act fast, before it's too late. But it is already too late before I even knew her. Yeah. Yeah.
Spaces with the restroom inside.
Yeah.
And I'll have the leasing team reach out to you. Just because, yeah, you have
Okay, Jesus. Time now is 3:50 p.m. on June 11th, I think. Yeah, so I just woke up again. I'm gonna talk about my dream first before it dissipates. So I had an adventure with Park Chan-wook. I went to this summery holiday resort thing, or I don't think it's a resort. I feel like it's somewhere between a resort and like a very Hong Kong-esque apartment building, which is very different, but it feels like it's also part of a resort. And then I say summery, but there's nothing like tropical about it. It's just hot. Kind of like Spanish colonial architecture. I was there, I met up with some people, I tried to look for some people, and then it set off an entire movie. Like I was in a whole film basically, and it's very entertaining and has lots of ups and downs. And I met some people, and it's a comedy, so there's like a bunch of like things that happen that's supposed to be. I was like quite confused, like this is just kind of silly, but at the very end I look at the synopsis of the film. Like I experienced the film and then I look at the synopsis and I'm like, oh, it all kind of comes together because it's all goofy and silly, and it's like one good comedy. But yeah, I met some people and they need help carrying some stuff because it's very heavy on their back. They're like the cast of Better Call Saul or something. And then I went to another place and met another person, I forgot. But at the climax of the film is me and Park Chan-wook, we were kidnapped on a boat, on a river. We're on a river on a speedboat, and then I remember in the very beginning of the film, I have this little device in my bag, in my backpack, where if I stick it on something, it's gonna cause lightning and it's gonna like zap us into the past or the future. It's like Back to the Future. And I found that thing and I did it, and like there's like crazy colorful yellowy orangey light beams, and then there's just Park Chan-wook at his 50, 60-year-old age, just like there, and then that's it. So that's kind of funny and random. But then also in the same dream where I think I woke up a little bit and then somehow I got back and I was having a meal with Tom from the school and with some other people, and Tom was talking to his friend about, tips and tricks and, how to deal with trans people, especially trans women. And I'm just thinking, what's going on? And Tom was like, and I was eating food and I was overhearing their conversation, and I just figured out, oh, Tom's dating a trans woman in the US. So I guess Tom is working at the US now, which is, again, so random. And then I had another conversation with another person, I don't know. And then at the end, I saw my brother, who was in the living room of my old apartment, of the apartment in Hong Kong. But again, it's like a little different from the one in real life. And my brother's trying to plant some white flowers, but it didn't really work. And then in the last bit of my dream, I tried to write down my dream, actually. And I realized I already wrote it down at the bottom of a bowl of soup. And so I was like, I don't really need to write it down again. But then I realized the soup is like destroying it, because it's written on sand with a tree branch with a stick, but the sand is more like mashed potato-y, but it's like a soup. But the words are very clear and legible, but they're getting washed away by the soup. Anyways, and I saw my dad, and my dad's like, in the middle of the morning, I woke up and there's like lights are on, and it's not my fault. Like I said, oh, it's not my fault. Okay, so that's it. Very strangely complex dream. But yeah, I did wake up earlier at 9:15. And then at 10 a.m. I walked outside, literally 5 seconds away from my building, to the other building at the front to do a tour. This is not a dream, this is real life. And wow, the tour lasted like 12 minutes. It's hilarious. It's absurdly short. I remember the time where I woke up early to get IMAX tickets for the Odyssey, and that took me like a whole half an hour to like open my laptop and refresh and type. This took me like 12 fucking minutes. I showed up and there's this like Indian woman, who, I think Indian, I'm not sure, South Asian maybe, and she's just like, yeah, let me show you around. So I entered the two buildings in the front of this building, in the same plot of land, and wow, they are so different from this building. They're very different. They're so extremely different. Like the living room is like way smaller, the kitchen smaller, and then every floor it has 2 rooms instead of 3, and both rooms are small. So like in this building you have like 301, 302, 303, 401, 402, 403. In the 2 buildings over there, I should say over there, it's 201, 202, 301, 302, and I believe 401, 402. And the ironic thing is 401 is small, and 402 is a little larger, but the bathroom is detached. And somehow it's like the bathroom's here, then it's 401, with a bathroom inside, and then it's 402 with no bathroom. So the 402 has to walk past the 401 room in order to get to the bathroom. And that's fucking stupid. I'm never doing that again. I had that thing when I was in my second stay, and that was fucking terrible. I have to do a whole odyssey every night. This is so convenient. Bathroom's right next to me. So, and I was so tired, I was barely awake, so I just told that property manager. By the way, they probably change a property manager each week anyways, because it's a falling apart company. I just told her, like, Tripling asked me to renew. I'm like, yes. And the next day, they're like, no. And they're like, yeah, it's just really weird because on the document, in the Google Doc, it just says that it says that your room is free, but then we checked and it turns out your entire unit, like the entire building here, is all rented out. It's like rented out together by the same group of people. So I'm forced to fucking move. So RIP, I guess. I guess the apartment hunt begins. I don't care anymore. I mean, yeah, it sucks that I won't be living at this address. It's very likely that I won't go to those 2 rooms because they truly are, have issues. But yeah, so I'm gonna move to a different address. I'm gonna move with the car, and all of this stuff will be gone. Hopefully it's still nearby, so it's not like a disaster trying to move from point A to point B. But yeah, this really sucks. So yeah. Oh well, I have about 1.5 months to keep looking, so we'll see. But yeah, I was even like, the first time I moved in here, I was like, wow, this room is so convenient. I'm 3 seconds away from the bathroom. I'm, it's like, it's a little cramped, but it works, it works. And of course, they just have to force me out, and I have no fucking ball sacks choice. So fuck yeah. I hope they don't do that again. Force me out for no fucking reason. So yeah. There we go. And then yeah, I went back to bed, and it took me a whole hour to fall back asleep as expected. And I know it's a little reductive, it's a little counterintuitive because I wanted to wake up earlier today anyways so that I could, have more time to work on stuff. But unfortunately, I woke up by the alarm at 2:15, and I'm like, I can't. So I went back to bed, and then now I naturally woke up at 3 p.m. 3:15 p.m. ish, and yeah. It's gonna be a short day. I'm gonna try to wake up. I have to wake up early tomorrow for the biometrics appointment. So yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh well. But today I have stuff to watch, stuff to edit. Yesterday was not productive at all, and unfortunately, I hate to say this, I still haven't applied for a single fucking job. I've been procrastinating. The American Cinematech job, I checked. Turns out you have to have 2 years of marketing experience to apply to that job. Are you fucking serious? I'm just gonna straight email them and ask them for a job. I'll donate a kidney. I'll donate a finger if I have to. I'll sell meth if I have to. I don't know. I need a low-level job and a good job, okay? Okay. Yeah. So there's that. It's ironic I started applying for the job the day before the biometrics appointment. No news on Anna Iwasawa. I know she's busy. I think the fact that she's responding quickly with the emails at first is already a really good sign compared to my experience with Andrew and Kate. But yeah, no news on that. I feel like I should just directly reach out to Lily Chu. Don't even wait for Anna Iwasawa. I'm just gonna DM her today. And I'm gonna DM Adam Shy today as well, because let's build a team, let's build a crew, you know. And then Sunny, yeah, a little. You know, it's not an Enoch Lai experience without some strange obstacle. I don't know about Sunny. Again, I feel like, you know, what I echoed. First of all, this is not my first rodeo. Me being worried about someone else who already likes someone else, like Leslie saying, Jayun, same. Jayun is like straight up like supernatural. Like before I wouldn't say supernatural. I would say neurotic, because before I even knew that she's with Colin Nelson, I somehow already have the feeling that she's already with someone because she's so goddamn popular. She's like, oh, I'm going to this party and this guy wants to cook for me, and then I'm meeting that other guy, and I'm just like, okay, that's a lot of guys, you know, what's going on? So I already had like a hunch, and that hunch kind of came true. The thing is, I don't even know what Sunny's lifestyle is like, and the thing is, Jayun talked to me every day over the holidays, and I don't know how to achieve that anymore. I don't know if anyone would do that to me anymore. So I don't know, but we'll see. Again, I know it's neurotic, and I have a bit of a sour taste in my mouth because of the Instagram stories she made yesterday. And even today, like this morning when I think about her, I'm like, ooh, you know. I think it's 4. Jesus. I think yeah, I think it is very low stakes, and if I think okay, let's think about what we can't control and what we can control. Let's do this in the therapy way. What we can't control is how she feels about me, which sucks. I want her to like me, obviously, but that's difficult. I don't know if anyone has ever thought that about me, but I'm sure to some degree, when I was hanging out with Audrey Shrek, or when I was hanging out with Kaylin, they're probably thinking, or at least Kaylin was probably thinking, I hope this guy likes me in a special way, maybe. But the thing is, I don't. But I feel bad because they're so nice, and I would, you know, if they invite me to go out and hang out as friends, I would go out in a heartbeat. I just can't do any more than friends. I just cannot. And that might very well be the case with Sunny. You know, and that's something I can't control. But I'm sure, given what I know about Sunny so far, I'm sure she is nice at heart. If I approach her with good intentions, she'll feel it. She'll hopefully be nice. What I can control is meeting her, like having conversations with her, meeting her in real life, hanging out. That's something I can do. I'll ask, I'll show up, give me a time and place, let's go to some spot, have lunch, let's come to my place, watch a movie. That's already a lot. That's already a little. That's already a lot. That's already like, yeah. What I can also do is to literally ask her, how's her romantic life right now? I'm not going to immediately tell her that I like her. I feel like, you know, with Leslie and Jayun, the confession is the end game. In here, I don't know if it's the end game or the starting game or whatever, but I'm not going to do it immediately. I feel like that's like dropping a bomb immediately. I'm not going to confess immediately. Maybe I'll do that on the second hangout if that ever happens. And again, always in real life, never over text, especially with Sunny because she doesn't read text. Yeah. So, Not sure. But eventually, regardless of whether she already has a date or not, I will confess my feelings, because I think part of the reason why it's like tough is because I'm hiding something. And if I reveal everything I have in my head, I'll feel much better. And so these are the two things I can control. So I feel like as long as I'm able to achieve these two things, right, hang out with her and then tell her my feelings, then my job is done. Then what I need to do is done. And, you know, whatever happens next is up to the gods of the universe. So, I don't even know if I should brush my teeth. It's kind of ironic that my second sleep is even longer than my first sleep. Also forgot to mention, Maisie's back. Even if Sunny is out of my reach. At least, I would, it's fine if, you know, Maisie's like, let's go smoke weed, and I'll be like, sure. Let's show up, let's talk, you know. Yeah.